So, but before I end on this topic of emotional and social intelligence, it's important to understand a very important concept called amygdala hijack. So Daniel Goleman talked about, sometimes you're surprised when people lose it. Why do people react? Why do people do things they do and they reflect and they lose control and then they regret their actions? So this is what happens when someone are faced with a situation when somebody questions their integrity, or somebody insult them, or people who knows what matters to you, what triggers you, they use it to their advantage. So you need to be mindful how to control. So this is a concept called the amygdala hijack. So it's a form of self-management. So people always find it difficult after something has happened, and then they reflect, and then they decided, look, is this what really happened? So the amygdala hijack. Let me give you a quick example. Probably if you remember the 2006 World Cup, where France against Italy, and there was this, and I'm not a soccer fan, but my sons and my nieces and nephew do support various teams. But I remember I was in Sydney doing a workshop at 4 a.m. in Sydney, and I got a call from my niece and nephew. They were watching the soccer live, and they called me up. They said, "Uncle, I'm very upset." I said, "What happened?" "Oh, Materazzi just headbutted Zinedine Zidane." Zinedine Zidane is from France, the host of the World Cup, and he was a captain, and because of the action that he took, headbutted Materazzi, he was sent off, red carded. Now the question people are asking, what happened? Because if you know Zinedine Zidane, those of you who are soccer enthusiasts, you will know that Zinedine Zidane is very calm, it's very generally very well liked, a role model, very popular. But that incident happened and create a lot of people asking the question, what happened? A few months later, there was an interview. Zinedine Zidane was interviewed. He was asked a question: why do you did what you did? What do you do what you did? And he was saying that he was in tears, and he says that I did not know then, and at that time he was he still is. At that time, I discovered that he was an Algerian Muslim, and what Materazzi did was to insult his mother during the match on the pitch, say something which insulted his mother, and being a Muslim, he get very offended, insulting the mother, and he decided to react and hit Materazzi. So he regretted that because of his action and because of the lack of self-control. But that tells you something very important. As a leader, we can learn from this experience. We need to know what triggers. So when something is triggered us, things that is dear to our values and belief, we need to know how to manage it, not to allow it to erupt, shut down, so that we act irrationally. How do we manage it so that we do not be perceived, being seen to be irrational, and we lose, as you call it, we lose it. The Americans used to say you lose it, and that creates a very bad situation and doesn't reflect very well on you as a leader. So with that note, I also want to summarize by saying there is a research that I did and was published in December 2015 in the international magazine called Leadership Excellence. And I was asked a question: what makes a great leader? And this is one of the value-added resources we provide you in this program. You can read up the article, the research that I published. We talk about six set of emotional and social intelligence competency, which includes self-awareness, assertiveness, empathy, independence in making decisions, meaning you need to take into consideration others you, but you make the decision. Fourth is communication. Fifth is communication, and lastly, sixth is the feedback, about how to give feedback to your team so they'll be able to develop and improve for themselves. And to be able to give feedback, you need to develop a coaching style of leadership, or what we call managerial coaching skill. And it's a technique that we will talk about in one of our modules about managerial coaching. So just to sum up, so these are the competencies that the leaders need to demonstrate to be successful, and what we call in the article, the research published called "What Makes a Great Leader." Read up the article to understand further. With that note, thank you.